Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today it's time for my monthly Q&A video. Thanks so much for all the questions and comments. And it's the beginning of November now, so this video is a little bit late for October, but I hope everyone had a very happy Halloween. And I printed out the questions right here, and I'm going to start with a question from OK One More Beer. Good morning, Dave. I just watched 12 Angry Men for the first time. It was great, but I think I prefer the 1997 remake. I'm a big Jack Lemmon fan, so maybe that was a factor. Have you seen the 1997 version? I'm sure that I probably saw the 1997 version back in the 90s, but I haven't seen it in quite a while. But I do love this version, Sidney Lumet's debut film, and this happens to be the release from the Criterion Collection, spine number 591, and there's the back of that one. I will mention that there is a Criterion Collection sale going on right now at Barnes & Noble, 50% off from October the 29th until November the 29th. So I'm still putting together my list of Criterions that I'd like to pick up, but I will be talking about a lot of Criterions in this video, so hopefully that helps. This will be combined Q&A with some recommendations as well. So thanks for that question, but I really need to see that 1997 version. I'm also a fan of Jack Lemmon too, so I'd love to see that version again. This next question comes from Eric, and he says, an October question, is there a director totally under the radar that you're a big fan of, one that doesn't get mentioned by critics and historians? For example, I love the films of Michael Winterbottom, who did Welcome to Sarajevo, and recently the 4 Trip movies with Steve Coogan, which I've heard of too. That sounds very familiar to me. I've talked about this particular director on the channel quite a bit, but I will mention her again because she's one of my favorites, and she's a little bit under the radar, I think. Maybe she's a little bit more popular than in previous years, but the director that I absolutely love, this director, Kelly Reichardt. This is her last film, First Cow, which I highly recommend. This is not part of the Criterion Collection, of course, but this is a great release, and highly recommend this film. I'm not going to get into too many details about the movies themselves, but Criterion also has her version of the 2006 movie Old Joy, which love the artwork on this one. I know that's a question coming up here too, so here's the back of this one, and this happens to be spine number 1008 from the Criterion Collection. Again, highly recommend these films, all the films I'm going to talk about today. And this last one, Certain Women, which is spine number 893 from the Criterion Collection, and there's the back of that one. Now, Kelly Reichardt has a number of other films like River of Grass, Wendy and Lucy, which is one of my big favorites, and Meek's Cutoff also. So I just love her films. I really enjoy her films for many, many reasons. The characterizations, the story, the cinematography is amazing, and just the overall aura of each of the particular films. So if I were to recommend one to start with, perhaps, I would say this one is probably one of my favorites that I put on quite a bit, Old Joy. But this would be one that I would go with for sure. That is a great question. And, you know, there's so many different directors and things like that. I am finding new artists, new directors, new actors every single day, it seems like. So that just happens to be one of my favorite directors that is perhaps a little bit under the radar. From Andreas, hi Dave, thanks for the answer to my last question. My question this time is, what's your pick for a comfort movie, a movie you can watch when you're down, or need a film that's just great, an easy popcorn movie? Now, I have a lot of easy popcorn movies perhaps, or comedies that I like to watch, but I thought I would take a little bit of a different approach on this one. And comfort movies to me often are movies that are inspirational. And so usually if I need some inspiration or I want to feel good, I will pick a documentary that I like, especially about specific directors or actors or artists. And so I've got kind of a stack of these here. And one of the first ones is, I've watched this over and over again. I can't tell you how many times I've watched this, but this is De Palma, which is about Brian De Palma, and it's basically just him in a chair talking about his movies. And there's the back of that one. I have seen this movie so many times, and I'll put it on just for some inspiration, just to feel good about film in general. And the next one is, I'm a big fan of Mike Nichols, and so I have a couple of Mike Nichols documentaries, and one of them was on HBO, and I have a digital copy of that. I don't think they made a physical release of it, but it's basically interviews with him. And this one is a film by Elaine May, who is his partner for many years, comedy partner, improv partner. just called Mike Nichols, and this one you can get, obviously, on a DVD. The other one that I like particularly is a documentary about Robert Altman. This is just called Altman. It's a DVD, I believe. Let's see, I think this is a DVD. Let's just open it up again here. This is a Blu-ray and DVD combo here. So, and again, highly recommend this one. I'm such a big fan of Robert Altman and many directors, and so many times when I sit down and watch a film, if I'm feeling a little down, this usually gets me out of my, feeling that way. So Altman, highly recommend this one if you get a chance. And finally, one that I've talked about on the channel before, but I can't recommend it highly enough, David Lynch, The Art Life. I'm such a big fan of Lynch, and so I think this documentary is amazing, excellent. It happens to be from the Criterion Collection also. And there's the back of that one. This is spine number 895. And again, I can't tell you how many times I've watched this, probably over and over again, 2 to 3 times a year probably. So if you like documentaries and you're a fan of these directors, I would highly recommend this list. And these are films that might, again, if I'm feeling kind of blue, I will put one of these on and I feel inspired and ready to create. So, but of course, there's lots of different comedies. I didn't really pull any of those here, but sometimes I'll put on a comedy. But more often than not, especially during these months, I've been putting on more of these documentaries on specific directors. That's a great question. Everyone has a comfort movie. Let me know in the comments below, too, if you have a specific comfort movie or something you like to watch. Maybe if you're down, that would be great. And finally, from Lauren, hi Dave, I enjoy viewing your monthly Q&A. Thank you so much. In preparation for Criterion's upcoming flash sale this month, what is your top 5 favorite Criterion art covers? And the second question is, have you ever purchased a film solely based on its cover art? Now, as I mentioned before, there was a Criterion flash sale last month. I haven't really shown my haul for that. I ordered a couple of movies there. But hopefully that'll be in a future video. And then, of course, Barnes & Noble is having a 50% off sale from October the 29th to November the 29th. And I'm such a big fan of Criterion. Again, I'm not associated with Criterion, just so you know. I'm not affiliated with Criterion in any way. I just happen to love the label, and I think they put out some great releases. But I will say, let me answer the second question first, and that is, have I ever picked a release based on the cover art? And I'm going to say, it has to be this one. This Godzilla set is just absolutely amazing. You can see the cover art right there is so great. And inside, I may not be able to show this because it's so large here, but inside you have a space with the discs. But the artwork just amazing on this one. I think I've done another video on the channel too where I talk about this particular set. So I'll see if I can find that and link it in the description below. But then it's got all these amazing articles in here, as well as some artwork, which is just great. So this is one I would have to say, maybe I'm not a huge fan of the Godzilla movies. I love the Godzilla movies, but maybe not my, in my top 10 for sure. But this was great to have the full collection of Godzilla films here. At least this particular set, you can see all the films listed there. But this is one I pretty much got based on the cover art because I really enjoyed it. But Criterion has so many films with great art. They do such amazing work in terms of the production, not just the film and the restoration, but also the booklet inside and just the artwork in general. But I pulled some more that I really like a lot. And again, I really have good things to say about all of the artwork on these films. This is one that I recommend. This is a film from when I was younger, War of the Worlds, from 1953, and it happens to be spine number 1037, and there's the back of that one. But I just love the artwork on here, and just open it up on the inside so you can get a little bit of an idea there. Just amazing artwork. What a great job they did with this release. So that's one, War of the Worlds. These are also recommendations for the sale too. These I think are all available. Night of the Living Dead, which I think I've talked about on the channel before. I know we just passed Halloween, but this is a good release, and you can see just amazing. This happens to be kind of a I guess a digipack, but this is spine number 909. The next one is a Brian De Palma film, Blowout, one of my favorite Brian De Palma films, but I just love the artwork on the front of this one. Spine number 562, and there's the back of that. Let's see just on the inside here. You can see the booklet and also the image on the disc itself, which is very cool. Amazing job there. This one happens to be one of I'm a big fan of Abbas Kiarostami, and this is one of my favorite of his films, Taste of Cherry, and I just love the artwork on this for some reason. You know, kind of simple, but I think it really represents the film. And here's the inside of that. And this is spine number 45. This is one of the early releases from the Criterion Collection, 45 right there. And this is a DVD release, but my wife happened to pick this one up, and she really got lucky. We went to Barnes & Noble, and they only had a DVD of it, and it seemed like the DVD had been sitting there for quite a while. It was in a discount bin, but we've just kept this one sealed. We really like the artwork on it, and this happens to be the Life Aquatic. I don't have the Blu-ray of this one, and there's the back of that, but we really just love the photographs and the artwork on this one for some reason. Also, I really enjoy having Criterion Collection. This happens to be the old indication that you have a Criterion film up at the top. A very simple, the Criterion Collection with a line across. Now they have the big, the C. We also like that down in the corner here, it has this little reversible cover. You can see, I'll just hold it up there. It says reversible cover there, which we thought was kind of fun. So we just haven't opened this one. This one I think was on discount for $4.99 or something like that, which is really unheard of to get a Criterion release. But it's a DVD. We haven't opened it up, and it just happens to be one of the favorites we go to and look at on the shelf. And finally, coming out of Halloween season again, this is another digipack, but this is the cover of the Jonathan Demme film, Silence of the Lambs. I just think that's a great cover. Amazing artwork there. There's the back of that one. And as you open these up, I mean, just phenomenal artwork and booklets. Here's the booklet on the inside of that one. Really, really well done, and they continue to just outdo themselves. I feel like the Criterion Collection does, and they are always putting out amazing releases. So that will do it for the Q&A for last month, actually for October. If you have a new question for this month's video, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to leave a question. I really love getting these questions and answering them. And let me know if you have a favorite of these particular films. And also, if you're planning to participate in the Barnes & Noble sale, let me know what you're planning to get. I was going through my list this morning, but I really need to think about what I want to get. I have kind of a short list that I work on throughout the year, and so I'm working on that right now. So hopefully we'll place an order in the next month or so, or maybe 2 orders. I'm not really sure yet. So thanks so much for watching today. If you like this video, click on like, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Lots of great things coming on the channel. I sincerely hope that everyone is safe and well, and I'll talk to you soon.